Welcome back, Nooblets. As a part of YD Development's mission to become much more involved in Proptech, this video is going to take you guys through a super in-depth tour of the Latch access control system. Starting with an interview to learn about the company, then hopping over to our site in Brooklyn to show you how the system is installed, and ending with a detailed review of its features. This is our longest video yet, so timestamps are below if you want to skip to certain sections. For those who don't know, Latch is a smart access lock company founded in 2014 by Luke Schoenfelder, and last year they closed a $126 million Series B funding round. Today, they're going in 1 out of every 10 new apartments across the US, including our current project in Brooklyn. Alright, so joining us today is Ryan Flynn, Latch's General Manager for the Northeast, and we're very excited to have him on this video because we not only get to show you the physical product being installed and how it works, but we'll do a deep dive about their company, their upcoming products, and the future of access control industry. So, thank you for joining us, Ryan. I understand you've been around at Latch since the earlier days. Could you start off by telling us a little bit about how Latch got started and what it was like when you joined?
Yeah, Derek, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on. The content that you're producing is excellent and much needed in the world of real estate development. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, Latch was founded by our CEO, Luke Schoenfelder, our Chief Design Officer, Thomas Meyerhofer, and our Chief Technology Officer, Brian Jones, in 2014. Prior to starting the company, Luke worked on the worldwide government affairs team over at Apple, where he met Thomas, who's an award-winning industrial designer that's worked at Apple, IDEO, and Porsche. I came into the picture around 2014, 2015, and met Luke through a mutual business contact that we had down in Washington, D.C. I was working at the time as a mergers and acquisitions advisor to the security industry. And my friend said, hey, I know this guy, Luke. He's this really, really smart guy who's looking to put together a Bluetooth lock company. And so I was a little skeptical at first, but once I met with Luke and heard his vision for where smart access could go, I was immediately sort of sold and sort of kept up the relationship with Luke for a few years before coming on board officially a few years ago. So I guess, the rest is sort of history.
Fast forward to the present. How many people work in the company today, and how many doors are currently under Latch's management?
Yeah, so very, very proud to say that Latch employs 250 full-time employees.
Wow.
With offices. Yeah, it's really been astounding. It's an excellent team. Across a few different offices, actually. Our headquarters is in New York City, over in Hudson Yards. We also have offices in San Francisco and Taipei, Taiwan. So very, very cool.
Awesome.
And regarding doors, while I can't actually disclose, actual numbers, to give you a sense of adoption across the market, Latch is in 1 in 10 new buildings being built across the U.S.
Yeah, I've heard that stat, and that is incredible adoption.
Yeah, thank you. And that doesn't even include retrofits, and that doesn't include stuff from our most recent product announcements with Intercom and Smart Home. So we expect that number to sort of tick up every day. Additionally, we're very proud to say that we're available across the U.S. We're focusing on each of the top 25 real estate markets throughout the U.S., but we're also in Canada. And we're looking forward to deploying our product system up there in 2020 and 2021.
Awesome. So let's now talk about the product itself. So property owners usually don't spring for new technology unless there's a clear benefit for both the tenant and the landlord over the existing technology that's out there. So can you summarize the benefits that Latch provides to both sides?
Yeah, absolutely. We are catering to both of those constituents. But Latch started with locks to solve key infrastructural challenges for a building and all the people that work and live in it. Right? So we designed a complete access system that works for every door. We like to joke, we provide a solution that's curb to kitchen. So it allows everyone to use the same credentials to seamlessly move through a building, from the front entrance to the lobby, to the gym, to the elevator, and to their home, ultimately, to their apartment unit. And they can share that access. Residents can share that access with the people that they trust, from friends and family, maintenance staff on the site, delivery providers, UPS, FedEx delivery drivers, dog walkers, the list goes on, right? For residents, Latch introduces the flexibility and convenience of letting people securely in, all from their smartphone. So for owners and property managers, Latch brings operational efficiencies by eliminating key management tasks, and brings them higher cost savings by having one singular operating system to manage all enterprise access management without ever needing to rekey a single door ever again.
All right. And as a personal property owner and commercial real estate property manager, I can say that part of the whole tenant turnover process with physical keys is such a pain in the butt, because you have to make sure that the previous tenants can't access the unit after they leave. And then if they lose a key that's specifically made for that door, it's a real pain in the butt. So you guys are definitely addressing that problem.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yep. We're also installing it on our property in Brooklyn, and we're installing the M series right here, the R series reader, and the Intercom, which is about to come out next month. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about what each one does?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Derek, welcome to the Latch family. We're very, very excited to deploy our product system at your project in Brooklyn and beyond. So thank you very much for your business. The Latch Intercom, the Latch R series, Latch M series, and C series are Latch's core access devices that are designed, again, for every single door in an apartment building, right? The Latch M and C series are Latch's unit entry locks for new construction and for existing or retrofit buildings. The M is for mortise, so it's our mortise lock, commonly applied in New York City. And the C series is our cylindrical deadbolt. The Latch R series is both a reader as well as a door controller all in one device, designed to work for entrances, gates, and common spaces like gyms and package rooms. Across our entire hardware suite, the devices all feature our proprietary lens, or the Latch lens, which allows users to unlock their doors using their phone, Apple Watch, which I use every day, door code, or a key card. You really have flexibility. Last but certainly not least, the Latch Intercom is designed to help visitors find and call residents very easily, and for residents to be able to let them in, all from their smartphone. So we're also, with the rollout of the Intercom system, we're working on a voice assistant integration so that residents can let visitors in via their Sonos speaker, which I am really, really pumped for. I got 2 Sonos speakers from my in-laws, when I got married. So looking for that in the future.
You touched a little bit on this, but I am missing 2 products in the collection. One is pictured right here, the C series, and then the other one is the Hub. And both seem to hint at future strategy, because the C, as you discussed, opens up Latch's addressable market to virtually all apartments, whereas the M is for mortise lock doors. Are there plans to create a product designed for end users to purchase themselves for single-family homes?
A couple things on this, Derek. One, you mentioned the future. We as a company obviously are always laser focused on the future. But from the very beginning, from the inception of Latch, we believe that there's a huge untapped opportunity to help multifamily and other types of multi-user buildings. So that's what we're laser focused on first. Obviously, we get a fair amount of interest to bring our product system direct to consumers in a single family setting and in other settings as well. So that could be in the cards someday. But again, very, very much laser focused on multifamily.
Got it. And I think that explains a lot of why you guys have such an amazing adoption rate, because not all companies will pursue just one segment of the market early on. And I think it's been to your benefit to pursue that strategy.
Thank you. I agree.
So what is the reasoning behind releasing the Hub and not integrating into the Google, Apple, and Amazon ecosystems?
Great question. Great question, Derek. Google, Apple, and Amazon are global systems. Latch pursued a proprietary hub solution in order to maximize what we do. So in order to maximize security and data privacy, while also building upon our vision for future Zigbee integrations.
Given the product line that we know about and that is coming up soon, can you walk me through the vision of the experience the Works with Latch ecosystem will provide through the hub?
Yeah, I mean, Derek, as you all know, every building is uniquely built. Today, most new construction projects include building-wide internet connectivity into their plans from the get-go. And retrofit projects are, more diverse, but still want to offer their residents the same premium experiences without adding infrastructure costs. Latch's Works with Latch ecosystem is a way to enable seamlessly connected experiences that work together for every building. So today, Works with Latch includes partnerships with smart device makers like Ecobee, Leviton, Honeywell, and Jasco. But in the future, we'll expand to property management systems and much, much more. So that means
awesome.
I'm super, super psyched. That means that property managers can seamlessly manage and control all of their devices, from locks, the thermostats, the lights, the leak detectors, all in one centralized platform. Very harmonious, right? And residents can have a single app to manage and monitor their individual spaces, to monitor and manage their homes, which I think is very, very valuable. For buildings that don't want the option of smart home technology, or they want it, but don't have building-wide Wi-Fi, we've announced the new Latch Hub. So the Latch Hub is an all-in-one solution that provides connectivity for smart access and smart home devices. The Hub's dual core processor connects to the internet via Ethernet, Wi-Fi, 4G, LTE, cellular to communicate with Works with Latch devices, such as Leviton, Zigbee light switches, and leak detectors, even in unoccupied units.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. So I think you touched a little bit on what we can expect to see in the Works with Latch ecosystem. Can we get a hint of future product lines?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that getting locks on doors was just the beginning for Latch. And now we're ready to unveil new opportunities and new partnerships within the Latch ecosystem. With 1 in 10 new apartments in the US being built and being deployed with our product system, we've been innovating on all types of possibilities to bring amazing experiences to the people that live, work, or visit a building, like, for instance, residential services, i.e. cleaning, chores, laundry. We plan to continue expanding that service category going forward.
Now let's shift over to the far future of access control, starting with the obligatory COVID question that everyone asks these days. So first, have you noticed any drastic shift in behavior since the pandemic started? And does any of these changes foreshadow what's to come in the industry?
That's a good question, Derek. Truth be told, a lot of the themes and conversations that we've been having in conjunction with the development of the Latch system over the course of the past 5-6 years, these are echoed in the conversations that are really coming into focus over the past 5-6 months, right? And contactless has become high stakes for buildings. Yep. Obviously, owners are looking for ways to make the entire access experience completely touchless. Latch has always been designed, we've always designed our products to be flexible, including touchless ways to unlock a tenant's door using the app. So throughout COVID, throughout quarantine, we've brought to market even more ways to extend that experience across the entire building, from elevator floor access to automatic doors.
Now, shifting further into the future, access control is literally the gateway not to last mile delivery, but the last 100 feet. And the competitive landscape has some major players. There's the incumbents like Assa Abloy, which owns Yale, and they acquired the smart lock startup August in 2017. And then Google, of course, owns the Nest ecosystem, and Amazon bought Ring for $1 billion in 2018 and then integrated it with Alexa and Amazon Key. Latch, you guys partnered with Jet.com and Airbnb. So the future is clearly heading towards robots and drones delivering products to our homes before we even think about ordering something. So I think Latch has a great product, great leadership. How is Latch positioning itself to become a leader in this space, and what are Latch's competitive advantages to achieve these goals?
Yeah, it would be more than happy to sort of talk about this. I got my start at Latch actually managing the Walmart partnership with Jet.com. The competitive advantage is really, really simple because our mission is really, really simple. Latch has always been a hardware, software, and services company, and our mission is really, really simple as we're deploying our system. We want to continue to make buildings better for everyone. It will continue to focus on solving problems for enterprise building management and simplify those experiences with our technology, period.
All right. And last question. What does access control look like 10 or 20 years from now?
Geez, really, really exciting. I know that. I'm excited for the future. Latch is very excited for the future. I would opine that in the future, our phone is still going to be the command center, but it's going to take a very different shape, likely in the form of wearables, like my Apple Watch that I use every single day to get into my home with my wife. I think in the future, my access control system will be able to detect and permit entrance for me based on my wearable credential. I don't think that we'll yet have, universal access based on biometrics. I think that raises a lot of privacy issues, but I do think that our access control systems will span across all of the spaces that we encounter every day. And we'll be able to leverage one singular uniform credential to enter into those spaces. For example, in the future, I envision my Latch ID getting into my home, my office, and the Airbnb that I rented. I think access will become so ephemeral and flexible that service and delivery providers, they'll be able to deliver their products and services nearly real time. And so I think Latch is well poised to be sort of agnostic to that whole process and be a market leader and provide that access.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about because you guys are basically trying to solve a problem that is currently it takes maybe 3 to 5 seconds to open a door with a key, and you guys are trying to cut it down to a fraction of a millisecond in the far future. So
yeah, or longer. We're keys are originally medieval technology, right, that we're still using. Can you think of another technology that we use every day from the medieval times?
Yeah,
I can't.
It's hard to think of these things.
Right.
Candles.
yeah, maybe candles, maybe mead. Yep. Very, very exciting, and this is what gets me up every day. It's what has me at Latch. What's attracted me to Luke and Thomas and Brian's vision from the very, very beginning. We're poised to take on the future.
All right, Ryan, I want to thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure having you on our show, and I look forward to working with you guys more in the future.
Again, Derek, welcome to the Latch family. We're very excited to have you and to deploy our system out in Brooklyn.
Now I'm going to hop onto my site and show how the install is going. What up, noobs? I am standing out here in the middle of Tropical Storm Isaiah's, and I'm in front of our current project in Brooklyn. And we are starting the installation of the Latch system today because the previous owner got a violation of the Landmarks Preservation Commission for having this intercom system installed out front, and the doors were not to the spec of the historical standard from the 1940s. So we decided to take this opportunity to not only replace the doors, but instead of just simply moving the intercom system, we are completely replacing it with the Latch system. And I'm pretty excited about it because I think the system looks amazing, and I think the tenants are going to be very happy about it. Today, we have workers installing the R reader by our new Landmarks compliant front door. while another team is inside handling the M-series installs in the apartment doors. The old intercom will be removed when the Latch intercom comes out next month, and it'll be installed near the R reader. In order to get this in, we've got to wire low voltage and Ethernet to our IT room in the cellar. And we also have to wire up the signal to the electric strikes in both the outer and inner front doors. On the outside, we're recessing the junction box to the brick so that the reader sits flush. As Ryan mentioned, the R reader provides electric strike controlled door access via 3 methods: NFC keycard, entering a code, or through your phone via Bluetooth. And it's not just for residents, but also for their guests, delivery people, maintenance people, or whoever else residents and the property owner needs to grant access to. It comes with a built-in lens, which allows residents to see their guests when they arrive and use their access method. Now let's head inside to the install on the apartment doors. Each M-series lock takes about 45 minutes to retrofit to these existing doors. It involves precise drilling of holes to a template, followed by some configuration. There's definite signs that the Latch design team has some Apple DNA, because the first impression is that this is a beautiful product. And when you pull on the handle, you realize that this thing is made to last a long time. It's just solid and well built. Even though it can probably withstand a lot of abuse, it's so pretty you'll be afraid to dent it. The M-series can be opened 4 different ways. First is the traditional key. The other 3 are just like the R reader: an NFC keycard, a typed-in code, and Bluetooth via your phone. So the only way you're not getting in is if you lost your key, lost your wallet, lost your phone, and forgot your code. Just like with the R reader, the M-series also has a built-in lens, which you can only really see if you shine a bright light into it. This only takes pictures whenever there's a failed entry attempt. I happen to have a latch lock in the apartment I live in, and lo and behold, when I entered in a wrong code, it took a picture of me. Keep in mind the latch features depend just as much on software as the hardware, and one of my favorite features about this ecosystem is how the hardware consistently gets firmware updates, just like a Tesla. From a user's perspective, the app is very simple and clean, as expected from a tech startup. And granting access really does feel a lot safer and easier than using a traditional keyed door. You email someone either a code or Bluetooth access through the app, and specify a window of time that the access method is valid for. And you can even have a code expire 15 minutes after it's first used. From a property manager's perspective, this solves a lot of headache, like I discussed with Ryan. As an owner, I don't have to go hunt down the super or my GC to find keys, and they don't have to carry them around either. And managers can configure doors with new tenants within minutes and email them access. There's no rekeying and significantly reduced security risks, both of which result in cost and time savings in the long run. Now I'm sure you're really curious about the cost and whether it's worth it to install in a building. Before I jump into it, don't forget to hit that like button. And subscribe! And just be aware that Latch currently only sells to building owners and developers with a minimum number of units, and the price will vary depending on the number of buildings and the number of units you have with them. And as Latch grows and they evolve their products, pricing will probably be subject to change. That being said, there are 3 components to the price: the hardware itself, the install labor, and the software service contract. As of this filming, the sticker price for the M-series is around $400, and the R reader is a little over $400. The install of these 2 components took 3 guys, 2 days in a 16-building unit, and cost us about $1,500. As for the software contract, you can expect to pay somewhere around $5 a month per door depending on what combination of hardware you have. The hardware pricing is actually in line with commercial-grade, non-smart door hardware. The labor pricing is higher than I'd pay for installing standard hardware, but that's because this requires wiring and custom drilling. And the software service is a new cost that I have to add to my OPEX. But I save the cost of making new keys for every time we turn tenants, and the associated labor and time cost of any incidents involving replacing or locating keys. There's also harder to calculate savings, like not having to deal with as many security incidents. On top of that, I feel like this is a type of feature that could help get slightly higher rent, so it could even pay for itself that way. I've tried a lot of different standard and smart door locks in the past in other buildings. I tinkered with the 1st Gen August lock, and some of the more vanilla keypad locks from Schlage, some no-name brand hotel locks, and the Salto Smart Lock. I wasn't paid to say this, although maybe I should have been. But the Latch lock is far and away the best combination of durable, good-looking hardware and really intuitive software that I've seen in the access control industry. Having talked with the Latch team, gone through my first install, and having recently become a user myself, I needed to put this in-depth review together because Latch is definitely creating Proptech in line with YD Development's mission of evolving the real estate industry. The value prop is clear, and I can see why they've raised so much capital and have such a high adoption rate amongst developers. Alright, this video has gone on long enough. It's my longest freaking video so far. Go hit subscribe. I'll be reviewing more tech that I install in the future as well as discussing my tech wish list. I gotta go to bed now.